Happy Sunday. Okay, so I wanted to talk a little bit about I don't want to call it a movie, it's kind of a movie and kind of a documentary, Finding Joe. It is about the hero's journey, and many of you have watched it with me, that I've shared with. Fabulous. I think you have to get it offline now, but it's all about the hero's journey and what we go through in life and how we go through those dark places in life, only to find out what we're really supposed to be doing or where we're really going. And it's a fabulous, I'm going to call it a movie. It's a fabulous movie. It shows some real life people that have gone through hardships and have also come out the other side, that if that didn't happen to them, they would have never gone through what they went through in their life. They would have never gotten to their purpose. And now everything's wonderful. And you know how sometimes that happens. I'm going through it myself. When stuff happens to you or a loved one, sometimes you feel so lost and you're like, oh my God, what am I going to do? And you just keep on going, right? And none of us really expect these things to happen. But when they do, you have two choices. You can either go through them in a way of kicking and screaming, or you can say, okay, what do I need to do? How do I take inspired action? And that's what we do. We deal with what's in front of us, we take inspired action, and then we move on. And we hope that things change in the end, right? So, wanted to tell you about that movie. I just thought of it again because there's a young gentleman in his 20s that is going through some stuff, and I loaned him the movie, and he just thought it was the best thing ever. So I wanted to tell you, if you get a chance, go online and find it. You will be so glad you did. It will explain so much for you. The hero's journey is nothing new. Carl Jung, that with psychology and all of this, has gone through it, that these are the things, the stages that we go through. And it's very helpful to see that and to know what you're doing. All right, so let's start with Archangel Michael, Sword of Light. Step into the spotlight. You have a message that the world needs to hear. It's time to share your wisdom. Well, I don't have to read this one. That's pretty self-explanatory, that all of us have something to share, right? There's not one of us that's any better than anybody else. We all have a message, whether you are living it and showing it by example or whether you're speaking it. Not everybody is designed to go stand on a stage in front of 500 or 1,000 people. But in your world, you can shine. You can step into the spotlight in your world. So that's what I like. What is your message? Do you know what your message is? So sit with that this week and say, if I had a message by how I live my life and all of that, what would the message be? I'm going into Messenger of Spirit. I'm going to pull 3 from them for the week. Everybody watching, 3 for the week. Interesting. Ooh. Okay. So, the first one is Spider. Balance your manifestation. So we all know how spider weaves its web. It's the spider is all about creativity. Anybody that knows me knows we don't kill spiders. We relocate them, put them in a glass, get them outside, because they're there to help you weave your web and balance things. So that's what it's saying. Are you balancing your manifestation? The next card is the Hawk. Change your perspective. what does the hawk do? The hawk flies very high along with the eagle. And what this is saying is that sometimes we can't see it when we're in it. We have to fly above, get in a place where we can be in a place of understanding what's the bigger perspective of things. So I like that. You know, once you're up high, you can see very clear. It's like being in an airplane. You see that little speck of something down there. There's a little swimming pool. There's a field, all of that. Last card is angels. You are supported. Divine intervention is at play. And I think we forget that sometimes. There's just so much that's always going on. There's always some kind of sacred thing we're celebrating, like the 777 or the 888 or whatever it is, or the solstice or the equinox. We're always celebrating something and always moving along, doing what we need to do. So we forget sometimes that there is help and that we always have it and we're never alone. Even though at times we can feel like a victim and stuff, we are never alone. Okay. Love this deck. I'm gonna pull one for the up and coming week for everybody. Ooh. Boy, we have a lot of little critters today. We have a spider, a hawk, and now we have this beautiful Bengal tiger. Competition, summon courage and self-confidence. I don't like competitiveness. I think it's foolish, because if we believe that God gives us what we need and we all get the people we need, or the customers or the clients or whatever, then there's no need for competition. That I will always promote other readers, other healers, because to me, we all, you know, we may have these gifts, but we all do it a little bit differently. And you may not hear it from me with whatever I'm telling you. And you might go to someone else and they say it a little bit differently, and boom, you get it. So whatever it is, that's, you know, I remember years and years ago when I would bring other readers into my center, people would say, oh no, I'm loyal, I'm coming to you. And thank you very much, I do appreciate that. But why not try the many flavors of ice cream out there? So this to me says, don't be afraid of competition. But when you think of it, doesn't that keep us on our toes? Doesn't it make us keep wanting to be better? That's how I see it. And just be you, okay? Everybody is struggling for a piece out in the world of whatever their turf is, right? And we just want to be our authentic selves. Who are we? What do we want? What is our message to the world? The next one is my new favorite deck, Healing Waters Oracle by Rebecca Campbell. The waterfall. Ooh, how pretty. Inner power, unbridled confidence, claiming your place. Look at the colors on that. Gorgeous. And I know she always uses the best artistry. So to me, within the waterfall, think of the power of a waterfall. When people have a dam or whatever and they're harnessing the energy of that, or think of Niagara Falls, holy cow, the energy that comes from that. So I think we're going to read this one, The Waterfall. It says, the waterfall is a place of power, incredible force, and activation. The previously calm, embracing waters of the running river gather momentum and then hurl themselves wholeheartedly through towards their destiny. With will, abandon, and great confidence, they leap into the unknown. Perhaps this explains why being near a waterfall is such an empowering experience. We feel the pounding energy of the waters deep within us. This card is all about embracing the power within, stepping forth and claiming your place. You've been working for this for a very long time. You've done the time. How can you embrace this moment and take this position as leader in your life? The waterfall beckons you forth towards your empowerment. To consider what you do if you truly felt empowered. It encourages you to step more fully into your confidence, to receive the pounding thunder of the falling water as your encouragement and your applause. Soul inquiry. What would you do if you felt empowered and confident? And take another look at that card. Wow, it's so gorgeous. Love the greens too. And look it's the goddess of the waterfall. And it's so beautiful because it's like she's made a long dress out of the power of the water there. Love that one. Haven't seen that one before. Okay. Another one of my favorite decks is the Christ Consciousness, which is a new one by Amanda. So we're going to pull one card, Christ Consciousness deck. Holy anger, be the change. I love that saying, holy anger. You didn't know anger could be holy. But sometimes you just got to do it. And when I get mad at myself or whatever, I don't like that I get like that, because it's like I feel guilty, like, oh, I just lost it, even if it's with myself. But sometimes you need to bring that up. Sometimes you got to clean it out, right? All right, I'm going to read this, a long one. To care deeply and passionately for a cause, this planet and its people, is to sometimes become disillusioned, disappointed, and full of rage at what we see happening around us. Good point. Injustice, greed, inequality, poverty, destruction, and abuse are hard to witness or experience during our time on Mother Earth. It is easy to get frustrated. However, as human beings, we need to master how and what we do with our anger and to channel it correctly to help create a better world, rather than to seek vengeance or to harm another. In Jesus, we have a template to follow, since he himself had moments of fiercely calling out what he saw was wrong. However, he never used violence or aggression and never stooped to a lower energy. Rather, as he showed elsewhere, we are taught to turn the other cheek, meaning not to retaliate with like for like, not to meet anger with anger, but to go higher. Take it to God, sorry. Turn a new page and begin again, responding with our hearts, not our fists. He showed us how to transmute and redirect our feelings of hopelessness into one of communication and demonstrating a higher way. To walk the talk, for example, to re-sanctify the temple, to steer people back to their hearts and away from those who seek to debase or are cruel in some ways. This card, chosen by you today, shows a mighty tree cut down to make way for humans' constant need for more. This mighty oak may have stood for hundreds of years, gifting us all breath and having watched generations come and go, yet in one full swoop, it is destroyed for profit and more. How do we respond? Do we cry and rage and bang our fists, or do we get up and go and plant another 2 trees for future generations? Do we teach our children why trees are needed, the importance of nature, and our place and right to coexist beside us? You are reminded today that for whatever is annoying or saddening you now, apathy is not the answer, nor is future rage or further rage, which can blind and incapacitate, preventing you from responding at all. You may also be asked to be the better person to someone else who does not know how. Maybe they have never been taught, have never had a role model, or have never been questioned or held accountable. To walk in light is to never lose hope to realign to a spiritual response rather than remaining in a primary psychological one, stemming from how anger manifests in the body. To learn to temper our anger so that it can do good, clearing manifestations will help. This is not easy. It takes practice and can be misunderstood. But is the way out of escalation and further fighting? And is the pathway ultimately to peace? Use what arises wisely and currently to create the change you seek. And, I remember reading, I don't know if it was Esther Hicks or Mary Morrissey or who it was, but there was a great thing she told us. She said, you have 3 minutes. When you get angry, rage and yell, not at someone else, just in the moment. And then you have 3 minutes. After that, it starts coming into your field to attract other things that are not so good. All right, I thought we'd end with a rune stone. Let's see which one this is. Disruption. Oh, come on, give us a break here. Change, freedom, invention, and liberation are all attributes of this rune. Drawing it indicates a pressing need within the psyche to break free from constricting identification with material reality and to experience the world of the archetypal mind. The rune of elemental disruption, of events that seem to be beyond your control, has only an upright position, and yet it always operates through reversal. When you draw this rune, expect disruption, for it is the great awakener. Although the form the awakening takes may vary, perhaps you will experience a gradual feeling of coming to your senses, like you're waking up from a long sleep. Then again, the onset of power may be such as to rip away the fabric of what you truly knew as your reality, your security, your understanding of yourself, your work, your relationships, or beliefs. Be aware, however, that which operates here is not ultimately an outside force, not a situation of you at the mercy of externals. Your own nature is creating what is happening, and you are not without power. The inner strength you have funded until now in your life is your support and guide at a time when everything you've taken granted is being challenged. The more severe the disruption in your life, the more significant and timely the requirements for your growth. Another of the cycle runes, the term radical discontinuity, best describes the action of this as it's at its most forceful. The universe and your own soul are demanding that you do indeed grow. Ugh. And you know what? Most of you know the stuff that I've been going through lately. And I like to share it because I want you to know, hey, I'm just like you. I got my own stuff going on with Gerard and everything happening that's been put on my plate. But I remembered yesterday, I don't know how I forgot this. I said, oh my God, I've been in the Tower card all year. You know, when you take your birth date and you break it down into a number, you use the current year instead of the year you were born under, you get a number. And that's kind of your theme of the year. I've been in the Tower card. So those of you that know tarot can certainly validate that and understand it. And those of you that don't, all the things that have been going on with me, it's like ripping the rug out from under me. It's like, okay, you will grow in a whole different way. He may be the one that's going through a lot of this on one level with the health and all of that, but I'm certainly going through it as well. So it's interesting. It really is. And thank God it goes birthday to birthday, and my birthday's coming up in August, the end of August. So I only have the rest of July and August left till August 29th when I move into the Strength card year. Yay, yay, yay. So sometimes you do have to pay attention to those things, right? But this is the Tower at its finest. And what happens with the Tower is at the end, you know, once you've been through the Tower experience, then you restructure everything and you're good again. So I'm looking forward to the restructure. I love all of you. Thank you for your help and guidance and kindness and prayers. And I can't say enough. Thank you.